So, good morning to our viewers in Far East Asia, Central Asia, South Asia, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and good evening to our viewers in the US, Canada region. These are live pictures coming in from Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. You can see light is slowly taking over the skies. It's the ninth day of war between the US, Israel, and Iran. This is how the skyline of Tel Aviv looks like at the moment. You can actually hear the birds chirping, early traffic. It would be a Sunday morning today in Tel Aviv, Tehran, South Asia, Far East Asia, and a Saturday night for our audience in Canada and the US. It's also very early for our viewers in Europe, UK. We're going to go over to other skylines. This is Beirut. So you can hear some, I think it's a plane, something, some motor. Looks pretty calm. Looks pretty calm and clear at the moment. Let's move on. So we've got North Israel on the top left corner. Tel Aviv is connecting. We've got two Haifa screens as day is breaking. We've got Beirut and we've got Isfahan. So these are the live pictures coming in. These are live pictures coming in. How the skylines look like as day breaks. So we have a lot on our plate today. We're going to go through world international headlines. We're going to go through some reports that I collected for you guys. We're going to go through radars. We're going to go through um, uh, the cargo radar. We're going to go through X, Twitter. So hang in there. Water, Soil, and Sun, thank you for your comment. So if you guys want any mainstream news media channel to be added, uh, just comment and we'll add that to our live stream. Go and check it out, what's going on there as well.
use of these bases, which is revenue. The net look like they're playing catch up. I think if you polled the British public, if there are missiles being fired from Iran and its proxies at our troops, be it in Cyprus, be it elsewhere, or be it in the Middle East, should we respond to prevent that? I think you probably see a slightly different split from the 50-20 against should we be involved in war, which people rightly think of as a.
So this is Sky News.
People. And again, a picture there that kind of obviously describes the situation. More US bombers and military aircraft landing at RAF Fairford in Gloucestershire. So even though the president accuses Keir Starmer of having, not given the help now until the US is winning, which of course it isn't yet, we don't know. Actually, this is testament to the fact that there is cooperation between the countries.
Yeah, this is an illustration of that pivot. So initially, Keir Starmer sort of seemed to want nothing to do with this, and he eventually changed his position to say, yes, the US can use these bases, but he was very clear that this was only for what they see as still a defensive purpose rather than offensive purpose. So these bases can only be used for US attacks on Iranian missile sites. So that might be their launchers, that might be the missile silos, the storage facilities where they're being held. The idea being otherwise they get fired at, allies in the region. So we're seeing that in action now. It's not the only thing that the UK is ramping up. There's 4 extra Typhoon fighter jets, which were due to arrive overnight last night in Qatar. And we have seen those fighter jets shooting down drones, which were heading to Qatar, which were heading...
So slowly, other parties are being added to this conflict. You can see these guys were the first to say that they're not going to go in, and then this is where we are right now. France is in the gig. NATO also came out and gave a statement that if Turkey was attacked, we're going to go in hard. So things are spiraling up, and let's see what other news channels are saying. So this is Al Jazeera.
In the past. And the point here is look at, for instance, an oil importing economy, Egypt, which was in dire straits prior to the UAE bailout. The Egyptian economy is doing far better today. The Gulf has enormous pockets of wealth inside and outside, and they're quite resilient. Dubai, the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, they're quite resilient. They have seen this before. This is, of course, unique in terms of the extent and the depth of the war that we have seen. But in the 1980s, we have witnessed the tanker war, and the economies have picked up after that, and now they are far better positioned than they were 20 and 30 years ago. So I'm quite.
So you can see the Middle East is still in hot waters. Iran has continued to strike Dubai, UAE. Um, Although yesterday Masoud Pezeshkian, the president of Iran, came out and apologized and said that they won't attack the bases again unless there is activity against Iran from that base. So, on the pressure after that statement, there was immense pressure on Pezeshkian, and then he came out again last night, late last night, and he told the world that strikes will continue, and that self-defense is the basic rights of Iran, and that they were targeting people, they were targeting bases, they were targeting spaces which were being used against the Iranian nation. So this is where we are right now.
Imported cargoes and exported LNG and crude oil, then we will have a crisis. However, I do believe that this is a matter of weeks to be addressed and fixed, not a matter of months.
Ahmed, you know, we've seen.
So it's Dubai. Everyone knows it was like a glass house, very sensitive, delicate, and the most safest place on earth. The a luxury brand, and then you see these drones coming in and just plowing through buildings, people running. That is a nightmare for a place like Dubai. So they're still trying to get up on their feet. I think yesterday the flights were opened partially after 2 p.m. Middle East time, and I think Qatar also opened its flights for partially. So we're gonna get into all that. Let's move on to other channels, see what's going on. So this is France 24 English Live.
The popular forces operate behind the so-called Yellow Line, the line that marks the withdrawal of the Israeli army from its positions in western Gaza. There are no civilians in the zone, and the popular forces claim to be rounding up and neutralizing Hamas fighters. The group is led by Hassan al-Duhaini.
كلاب القسام من جهاز مكافحة الإرهاب إرهابكم خلص تخريب جهود السلام مش حتمر بكل عنف كل إيش هنا.
The group posts videos of the buses it uses to transport Gazans from the Rafah border crossing into Gaza. Their videos show them acting like customs officers and checking their passports. But they don't say where they take them. Asma told us the popular forces delivered her group to a checkpoint run by the Israeli army called Nekaz Regavim.
من اخذوني غموا لي عيني وكتفوا لي ايدي وقاعد يستجوبوا فيها يعني ليش بدك ترجع غزه لا ليش بدك من غزه غزه انه ومن الكلام.
So that's France 24. Let's move on. This is DW.
Just a quick answer, if you could.
You don't invite a security think tank guy and get a brief answer. Yes, the Gepard and similar other systems, 35 millimeter self, that ammunition that splits into many pieces has been absolutely phenomenal in bringing down drones. The Ukrainians are very happy with it. Rheinmetall is building a similar upgraded version for the Germans, for other.
So the biggest problem right now for the U.S.-Israel party are the drones. These drones are somehow unstoppable. They are very they cost very less, and they are made in numbers. They can be made very fast. They can be transported to different places very easily, and then not bad on when it's to speed. I mean, it's like around 200 kilometers per hour. It has a basic structure, so these drones are causing havoc wherever they're going. Very hard to detect because it flies very low. And we're going to look into some visuals as well and see what the destruction these Shahid drones of Iran have done, and how the Ukrainians are facing the Shahid drones that Russia is sending to Ukraine. So they're actually now helping, asking for help from Ukraine. And that is pretty a kick to Trump's ego. I mean, the same guy who he mistreated in the White House, going back to him and asking for help, especially when it comes to drones. We're going to look into that too. Let's move on to other live news.
To bring down the IHC is yet to be determined. But I think that is what we have to watch for over the next couple of weeks. Those are the
Civilians in the crossfire. Family.
This is TRT.
Global markets, all exposed. Diplomacy is active, but leverage is limited. Deterrence or escalation. Precision or miscalculation. Short campaign or open-ended conflict. No borders for the fallout. Middle East on edge. Continuous coverage on TRT World.
So there's not much action here on TRT. Let's move on. Let's go back to the skyline. This is Jerusalem. So actually, this camera is looking on the east side. If the sun is coming up from there, so that means the missiles also arrive from around, say, the left side of your screen. But generally from this direction. We're going to move on to CGTN, what they have. They're also looking at the Jerusalem skyline, Tel Aviv, and you can see the sun coming up. So this camera too is looking at the east side. Guys, I'm going through your comments as well. I'm preparing your some reports right now, and I see the Dubai airport comment as well, so we're going to add that too. So there's this interview that the foreign minister of Iran just gave. I'm trying to find the complete interview. Here it is. For the people who haven't listened to this before, this is gonna be amazing. Just this interview is a great interview. Goes to show how and what the Iranian people are thinking, what space of mind they are in right now, and how things can proceed from there. A lot of things that need to be talked about. So here we go. This is from NBC, and this was done last night, so a day before. So here it goes.
Thank you for your time. Who is in charge of Iran right now?
Well, thank you, Tom, for having me in your program. Well, I think the system is working very well. We have lost a supreme leader, but according to our constitution, there is now a council which takes charge of his duties, and then the president, the cabinet, ministers, everybody is in its position. So the system is working very well, and everybody, is in charge.
We know that there's been a council. We know that there's been a council to fulfill the duties of the supreme leader, but we also know that there's a selection process in play to pick the next Ayatollah. There are reports that Ayatollah Khamenei's son is a front runner. Is that true?
Well, actually, I don't exact information. There are many rumors around, but we have to wait for the assembly of experts to choose the new supreme leader, and those experts are elected themselves by the people long ago, or every 6 years, and they will do their duty to elect the supreme leader. As I said, there are many rumors, but nobody knows exactly who might be elected at the end of the day.
If there is no Ayatollah yet, let me ask this again. If there's no Ayatollah selected yet, do you know when that new Ayatollah will be selected?
Well, there is a procedure set by the Constitution, and it may take some days to be finalized. Of course, we are not in an ordinary situation. There is a war going on, an imposed war on us is going on, and there are, extraordinary measures taken for the sake of security. So it may take a bit longer, but the process is going on, and it is up to the assembly to finally decide.
So this tells you about the system of Iran, how it runs, how it works. Even the foreign minister says that we don't have complete information of who is going to be the next Ayatollah, and there's a group of guys who are elected, and then they sit together and then they talk it out who would and vote who is going to be the Ayatollah. So this is the process that Iran is going through right now, and in the backdrop there's a war. There's a war in the backdrop, and they're trying to elect their new leader as well. I mean, this is like a lot of work.
The world saw your battleship sunk in the Indian Ocean. Dozens of Iranian sailors died. Your response was, quote, "Mark my word."
So if I would sink a ship like this, which wasn't even in a war, that was a cheap shot. I wouldn't even mention it over here, especially if I tell the world that I'm a superpower, and then I take out a ship that wasn't even in a war, wasn't armed, was participating. It was filled with trainees. It was participating in naval exercises, and this is what you do to them, and this is how you ask a question.
The U.S. will come to died. Your response was, quote, "Mark my words, the U.S. will come to bitterly regret the precedent it has set." So what is Iran going to do? And at this point, given
That's like a bully punching a boy in the face and then saying, okay, now what you're going to do?
the state of your military right now, what can you do?
What can you do?
Well, first of all, that was a training Navy, training ship, which was invited by the Indian Navy to take part in an exercise. And they went there as their guests, the Indians guests, and they did participate in that exercise, and they were in their way back home, and the ship was unarmed. So attacking an unarmed ship full of training officers and sailors is a war crime, I have to say.
What type of battleship? Minister, excuse me, but what type of military would allow a battleship into the ocean with no weapons on board?
Well, because
a ship that was going on naval exercises, a ship that was under training, a ship that was trying to go and meet other people who were of the same fraternity, that kind of ship.
It was, the goal was not, their aim was not going to war. They went for an exercise, which was arranged by the Indian Navy. There are so many other guests who went there, and they, took part in a parade. And, everything was a peaceful, training course or a peaceful training process. So they didn't need, weapons. They actually went to that mission long before the war started. And when I said that the U.S. would regret that, I meant that they have, the U.S. have unfortunately set a precedent which is, against the international law and would actually damage the whole concept of international, law of seas. When an unarmed, ship is attacked with no reason, and a big number of sailors are killed without taking part in any battle, that would set a precedent. And
the U.S.,
is that even hard to understand? What they've done, they've set an example. Why is it so difficult to understand? And there is a tremendous gap between the information here around the crime scene and there in the US, in UK, and the media is on a literal blackout on many incidents. And there are no pictures coming out of Israel anymore now. So we have no idea. We're gonna actually go down and also watch a Indian journalist who just came back from Israel, what he has to say. First, let's complete this. This interview is just a gem. It goes to tell how chill the Iranians are right now.
The U.S. says it controls the skies, that Iran's ballistic missile attacks have dropped more than 80%. The U.S. has hit over 2,000 Iranian targets. The Pentagon says America is winning decisively. Do you think they're wrong?
Well, I think, now 6 days after the war, it is clear that the US has failed to achieve its main goal, which was a clean, rapid victory. They failed to achieve that, and now they are trying to justify why they did attack us, and they have, presented so many different reasons, but none of them worked. And now they are talking about, Plan B, and I believe that, their Plan B would be even a bigger failure. So they are controlling our sky. But at the moment,
Minister, your supreme leader was killed. Your top military leaders were killed. Your military installations have been bombed. How can you call that a failure?
Well, then what they have achieved? What was their goal?
I'm just surprised at at this news guy. How can he see through this? I mean, everyone remembers Donald Trump saying we're going to go in fast, precise, accurate, and come out fast. So yeah, he's kind of right. It wasn't as they expected it to be.
Goal. They came here for a regime change, perhaps. They came here for a rapid victory, so they can,
There is no signs of regime change at the moment. In fact, the martyrdom of the Ayatollah has united Iran, and the death of those children, schoolgirls.
Control everything, but they have failed. The system is working. The commanders have been replaced, and the supreme leader is going to be replaced.
So the biggest defense mechanism that Iran has to face and contest an agencies like CIA and Mossad is their contingency plan, is their resolve to take forward the plan that's given to them. Even if they die, they replace their people so fast. They know that if this happens, we have to do this. There are many people down the line who have already been assigned duties if this happens and that happens. This goes to show how, what sort of a resolve Iran carries. These guys would be even harder to face on ground if Trump goes with the options of boots on ground. This is not Venezuela. This is not Afghanistan. This is not Libya. This is not Iraq. This will be very, very difficult.
Soon, according to the procedures set by the Constitution. So everything is in order. Yes, we have been targeted, but we have also have attacked so many targets in Israel. And so many targets belongs to the Americans, their assets, their bases, their installations.
We're gonna go through the cost breakdown too. Let's see where we can find that cost breakdown. What the disparity between the costs of weapons, it is just phenomenal. This is where Iran have all these people by the neck. They are just outnumbering and way more creative with their attacks.
in the region.
And by the way, this time they're way more accurate than the last time 12-day wars. Why? We're going to talk about that too. Hang in there.
And, they have not been able to prevent those attacks. Our missiles are still working. Our missiles are still in place and hitting their targets in a very precise manner. So,
Minister, can Iran win this war? If I can ask you, can Iran win this war, and what does winning look like for Iran?
So that's check out the question. That's equivalent to like bullying almost. Can Iran win this war? And what a prolific, what an amazing answer. I've become a fan of this guy. Just check out what answer he gave.
Well, there is no winner in this war. Our win is to be able to resist.
So let me rewind this.
Win this war, and what does winning look like for Iran?
Well, there is no winner in this war. Our win is to be able to resist against.
And that is so true. There is no winner in this war.
Their illegal, goals, and this is what we have done so far. So they have failed to achieve their goals, and we have been able to resist against them, to stand against the most powerful army of the world, as they claim, together with Israelis, who are also claim to have the big army. Two of them are nuclear armed, but still the people of Iran, the armed forces of Iran, have been able to stand firm against them. They couldn't, stop us firing missiles to Israel and to other destinations.
And I'm going to show you why they couldn't stop them. There's some footages of pop-up missiles. I mean, missiles coming straight out of the earth, of the ground. Missiles that are being launched from beneath the ground. So you can't even see the spots where the missiles are going to be launched. It's just crazy how Iran went on to take on these guys so creatively. And by the way, these guys are hit with sanctions. Whatever they did it with limited resources.
And we are doing very well, and they have not been able to stop us. So this is our win.
Yeah,
and I don't think they can be a winner at the end of the day.
Minister, explain to us and to the world, really, Iran has chosen to attack at least 10 other countries, many of them your Arab neighbors. None of them were involved in this war. Why are you attacking your Muslim neighbors during the holy month of Ramadan?
Oh my God. Why are these questions so difficult? Don't you know they've got bases? They've got bases of the people who have attacked them. What are they going to do? And by the way, that base and these embassies inside, they have the law of the country that they belong to. So if we talk legally, it is the US there. It's not Qatar, it's not Bahrain, it's not Dubai, it's the US. If you enter that area, you are under US law. So what's so difficult to understand in this?
Please don't mistake. We have not attacked our neighbors. We have not attacked Muslim countries. We have attacked Americans' targets and Americans' bases, Americans' installations, which are unfortunately located in the soils of our neighbors.
Unfortunately. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So we have made it clear for them. I have been in touch with their foreign ministers, and I have explained that we are not targeting you. We have no problem with you. We are only targeting the American installations and American bases. And the reason is obvious.
But Minister,
and they've been saying this from day one. And this was completely unprovoked. Completely unprovoked.
But Minister, Iran is hitting civilian targets, striking hotels, high-rise apartments, airports in many of these countries. Those are not military targets.
What about this, the school attacks? What about the attacks on hospitals? What about that?
Well, no, we have targeted wherever the Americans are. Maybe there have been some collateral damages, as it is in every war. You know, look, more than 70,000 people were killed in Gaza by Israelis, and Israeli army called all of them collateral damage. So yes, there is the possibility of
That was a good one.
collateral damages in this situation as well. This is what we have warned everybody in the region beforehand, that if the US attack us, we have no way but to attack their installations which are in your territories, and then everything may go out of hand, and the war would become a disaster for the whole region. This is what we have warned, and many others have warned, and many Americans have also warned the US administration, do not repeat the same mistake. They have done it before in our region, and this is what they have done. This war is not our war. This is not our choice. This is a war of choice by the United States, and they should be held responsible.
Actually, Israel. This is completely Israel. I still cannot believe the U.S. went on with the attack on Iran. I still cannot believe this. There has to be something behind this. There has to be some blackmail operation. I don't know why I want to connect this with the Epstein files, but I cannot believe what is happening.
For all those damages.
Minister, NATO said they shot down an Iranian missile, which Turkey says was in its airspace. Are you creating new enemies every single day?
Just look at this guy's face. Look at him. I mean, are you creating enemies, new enemies every single day? So does this guy not know that different intelligence agencies have been attacking people and infrastructure in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, in Qatar? Doesn't this guy know this?
Well, we have, our military has denied firing any missile to either Turkey or
There's
Azerbaijan.
video of the missile. There's video of the missile on the ground. NATO has said this was fired by Iran.
Well, there is no reason why we should fire, a missile to Turkey, which is a good neighbor of us. Also, there is no reason to fire, drones to Azerbaijan. We are investigating what has gone wrong regarding these missiles or drones. Maybe they have come from other places. Maybe something has gone wrong, but we have no intention at all to attack Turkey or Azerbaijan or any other neighbor, any other country in our neighborhood. But we would certainly target Americans' bases and Americans' installations in the region wherever they are.
He's reiterated that.
Minister, you just said that you had threatened before this started that the battlefield would expand if Iran was attacked. You are expanding the battlefield. Several countries, as I mentioned, have been hit. Is Iran's goal here to attack these other countries so they try to pressure the United States to stop bombing Iran?
No, this is not our goal. Our war is with...
Look how straight he's going to come out now. I'm going to just put one rewind.
Bombing Iran?
No, this is not our goal. Our war is with the US. US is attacking us on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, and we are defending ourselves. How we can defend ourselves when we cannot reach the American soil? What we can, attack to are American bases which are around us in the region, and they are scattered all around the region. And this is the natural, consequences of this war. This is because of the nature of this war. The US is attacking us. They are killing our people. They are hitting our schools. In only one case, 171 school girls, students were killed by an American attack. Now they attacked our hospitals. Today they attacked, sport, stadium, and even they have started to attack our municipalities, local police stations, everything. So how we can protect ourselves, how we can defend ourselves, by attacking American facilities and assets in the region, wherever they are. So this is now,
Minister,
that is a very good answer. I just read the comment about my you can't hear me barely. Turn up volume. I just turned up the volume. Any other people? If there's a problem in the audio, just let me know real quick, okay? So we're moving on with the interview.
Minister, you yourself are painting a very dire picture of what the situation looks like in Iran. Government buildings bombed, even sports stadiums bombed out, police stations bombed. How much longer can Iran hold on?
Well, we defend ourselves.
I'm going to rewind.
Can Iran hold on?
Well, we defend ourselves as long as it takes. It is obvious. We are the victim of the act of...
Is that even a real question?
Sports stadiums bombed out, police stations bombed. How much longer can Iran hold on?
Well,
3 days. And these guys don't know who they're messing with.
We defend ourselves as...
The concept of life that these guys carry and the concept of life that the news anchor has is so different that they're just talking across purposes. Just look at how Abbas Irakchi smiles and then chuckles.
Well,
You look at his face. I mean, do you think his country's been attacked or he's under pressure? Any sort of pressure? Look at the face expressions of both of these guys. Who do you think is under attack? Who do you think is attacking them? It's complete. These guys don't understand what the concept of life is in Islam and especially in Iran and Shiite Muslims.
We defend ourselves as long as it takes. It is obvious. We are the victim of the act of aggression. And what we are doing is self-defense, and we have every right to defend ourselves. And at the same time, we have been able to hit targets in Israel and American bases. And they have also received bad damages. And there are footings of the damages they have been received. There has been damages. So this is a war, of course. And there are so many damages in both sides in any war.
But Minister, the damages obviously in Iran are much worse, right? We're talking about maybe a dozen victims outside of Iran, including 6 U.S. service members, whereas in Iran there are reports of nearly 1,000 people killed in Iran, and all those government installations, your government leadership, the government infrastructure, the buildings. This is not
Just look at Abbas Irakchi.
an equal battle right now. Would you agree to that?
He's just shrugging off all his bad vibe off his shoulders. Easy.
Well, look at the damages inside Israel as well. They have badly hit by us. Of course, they are in control of their media, so they don't publish, the footages of the damages. But this is a war. But we have received, yes, damages, but we are not, the one who actually. We are the one who defend our dignity, and our dignity is important than anything else, and our independence, and we pay any price needed to protect our sovereignty and our territorial integrity and our dignity, and this is what we are doing.
Aren't these things understood? Why is he even saying all this? It's because of the questions of the anchor. It's because of the question of that news guy. That he has to go through basics of life, basics of life.
Doing right now, and this is what we did last time in June 2025, when for 12 years we resisted, and we finally forced our enemy to accept to request for an unconditional ceasefire, and this is what going to be repeated this time as well. When they can,
So wait, Minister, please, yes.
Did you guys pick up the the resolve. Are you guys looking at his body language, his expressions, the resolve? These guys have done their homework. That is what I can tell.
If you could just explain there, are you saying Iran is going to request a ceasefire?
No, we didn't.
Look how he says no. I'm going to rewind.
Are you saying Iran is going to request a ceasefire?
No.
He's like, when did I say that? He's like, when did I say that?
Explain there. Are you saying Iran is going to request a ceasefire?
No, we didn't ask ceasefire even last time. In previous time, it was Israel who asked for a ceasefire. They asked for an unconditional ceasefire after 12 days that we resisted against, against their aggression. In the first days of war, they wanted us to surround, they wanted capitulation, but we continued defending ourselves, we continued hitting them by our missiles, and then it was them who first asked the United States to help them, and then they asked for an unconditional ceasefire. It was Israel who asked for ceasefire, not us. Again,
but
this
Minister,
time,
to be fair, Minister, to be fair, Iran's...
And I don't know why. I think we are very close to that place where Israel's gonna ask for a ceasefire, because you need to understand the geography of these two places. Israel is a very, very small area, and Iran is very big. And Iran, if their missiles, like they have enough numbers, they can do pretty damage. And that is not true when it comes to the US and Israel bombing Iran.
Signaled that it was going to stop firing as well. To be fair, you did signal that, Minister.
No. I never signaled that last time or this time. It was Israel who asked for a ceasefire, and we were fighting. And it was Americans who contacted me and asking to stop the war. If they told me that Israel is ready to stop,
Just wait a second for a moment and ask yourself: are these guys losing in any way? Look at him. What he's saying right now. How's he saying it? And what sort of a state of mind these guys are in?
It's aggression, and they ask us that please you will stop as well, and we accepted last time. But this is not going to be repeated this time. It is not, like that. That's every year they attack us and they kill our people, they destroy places, and then ask for a ceasefire. No, this time is different. This time there should be, the end of war and hostility. We don't accept ceasefire unless, they accept their responsibility for the damages they have made to us, and then they guarantee that this scenario is not going to be repeated, in the future. So this time is different. We resist to the end, and we can we don't ask for a ceasefire right now, and this is our position. And we have never signaled any ceasefire to Americans. We have never sent any
Minister,
messages.
just to be clear.
So he says this time it's different.
Yeah, Minister, to be clear, I want to make sure I understand you here. Right now, you're saying Iran does not want a ceasefire.
Who is this guy, man?
We are not asking for a ceasefire. And we don't see any reason why we should negotiate with the US. When we negotiated with...
Yeah, they're very, very difficult to trust. You go on negotiation. I've got this theory. I think the negotiations gave up the location of the Khamenei. I don't know why. I think those negotiations gave a lot of information. Those negotiations were held to gain information and to keep an eye on the people who come there to negotiate, and when they go back, and how the information is disseminated and transferred to the Khamenei himself. I think these negotiations never had a purpose. I think the only purpose was to collect intelligence and then go on with what they did. I mean, the last day when these guys came out and said, okay, there's a very positive vibe in all this, that was the day they attacked Tehran and took out the Ayatollah. So I don't know. I mean, in negotiations we've got many guests coming on the show, and none of them are of the view that anyone should negotiate with the US, because they just turn around and just stab you in the back every time. And this is the first time it's happening. It's happened a lot of times.
Them twice, and every time they attacked us at the middle of negotiations. So there is no request for a ceasefire by us, and there is no request for the negotiation with the US from us. We have never sent any messages to them.
Minister, you said that Iran cannot reach U.S. soil, right? The American homeland with the weapons that you have right now. Is there any other way that Americans should be concerned that Iran could attack the American homeland?
No, they have enough bases around us. Why we should go further than that? They have enough soldiers. They have enough, military assets
that you have right now. Is there any other way that Americans should be concerned that Iran could attack the American homeland?
No, they have enough bases around us. Why we should go further than that? They have enough soldiers. They have enough, military assets, and they have enough military bases and military installations. So we don't need to go beyond that.
These moments of silence between these two guys are just amazing. Just look at this frame. It takes a while for this guy to digest what this guy is saying, what Arakchi is saying. It takes a while.
The Strait of Hormuz hasn't been closed, but the threat of its closure has disrupted the international economy. If this war continues, will Iran try to close the Strait of Hormuz?
But we have not closed it. It is the ships and tankers who don't try to pass through to cross the strait because they are, concerned about being hit by either side. So we have no intention to close it right now. But as the war continues, we will consider every scenario. For the time being, we have not done yet. And but the strait is, almost empty of ships and tankers because of their concern.
In this war, are international oil tankers potential targets for Iran?
No. Why they should be a goal for us?
I love how he says no when a blatant no. It's just beautiful. I'm gonna put a rewind on it.
Potential targets for Iran?
No. Why they should be a goal for us?
Iran threatened tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has already threatened them to set them afire.
No, we have not threatened them. They have.
This is the gap between informations that exist. This is the gap.
They are concerned themselves, and they don't use the Strait of Hormuz because of the concerns they have to be hit by either side.
Is Iran privately talking to U.S. officials right now through back channels?
No.
There's no communication with you and Steve Witkoff privately talking to U.S. officials right now through back channels?
No.
I'm going to pause here for a moment. Look at them, both of them. Who's the one looking all good and content? This is the Irani guy. And the way he says no, it's like a complete no, like he never even tried.
Talking to U.S. officials right now through back channels?
No.
And then this pause.
There's no communication with you and Steve Witkoff or Jared Kushner?
No, not after Thursday that we met last time. We met last Thursday. We negotiated for almost 7 hours. They were so happy when they left the negotiation table because we were able to make significant progress, as the Omani foreign minister said in his statement, and he checked his statement with both sides, and both sides agreed with the term he used, and we were made really significant progress. They were happy when they left, but I don't know what happened after they left, Geneva. And
President
the next
Trump
day,
has said,
they attacked us.
Excuse me, Minister.
I don't know why he cut him off. I mean, that's a question that he's asking. I don't know what happened after he left Geneva, and then he cut him off.
President Trump has said that Iran simply would not agree to a basic premise, which was they would not try to build a nuclear weapon. President Trump has said that. Is that your understanding of where the talks failed?
Well, no, it's really not understandable, I don't understand why President Trump repeating that. We have said it, in many different occasions. It is said by the late Supreme Leader. It is said by our president in many occasions. And I repeated that in the negotiations. And actually, the first principle we agreed was that Iran would never, ever go for nuclear weapons based on its, security doctrine and based on the fatwa of the Supreme Leader. I said it many times.
So for the people who are living under a rock or just cut out from the right information streams, Iran has always said that they're never going to develop a nuclear weapon. And not only Iran's government, their leader, the Ayatollah, said that. I mean, that should be enough for the people who are trying to persecute Iran for no reason, sanctioning Iran for no reason. There was never a point. After this Ayatollah, late Ayatollah, said that they are not going to go for nuclear weapons, there was not a day, a meeting, a statement which has ever said that Iran is willing to go after the nukes. So all this noise, all this chatter, it's all fake. Iran never... the world doesn't even know what this fight is all about. What's the purpose of this fight? There is nothing to fight on, and still, I still can't believe all this is happening.
Times, and I told them that this could be the first sentence in any deal that Iran commit itself not to go for nuclear weapons. And that is a permanent commitment, no sunset. This is something I have told them very clearly and very explicitly. So this is out of question. We were.
And Minister, would you on that point, if that is the promise you made, on that point, would Iran allow inspectors to all of its nuclear facilities and to allow inspectors to do their jobs, which it prevented last time?
No, of course.
Where does this guy live? Is this guy a journalist? Does he know what's been going on? Iran has never rejected the IEA. Never. They have always invited them. They've always told them. I don't know. I mean, this question, it's...
Of course we are...
I'm going to rewind it.
Ready to
prevent inspectors to all of its nuclear facilities and to allow inspectors to do their jobs, which it prevented last time.
No, of course.
He's just shocked. Arakchi is just shocked. Look at him. He's like, where is this guy from? And okay, if there is an information bubble, a journalist, it's his job to like jump through different bubbles, entering different bubbles, exiting different bubbles, connecting different bubbles. And this guy...
Of course, we are ready to give, full access to the agency, for their verification and monitoring. This is what we have done in the past. We are a committed member of NPT. The only time we have not let inspectors to come and visit is after the last June attack in our nuclear facilities. And we told
Minister, the inspectors even said, before that started that they were not being allowed full access. They said that to the world. That is documented.
No, this is not. Show me that document. Before the war, last year war, we gave the agency access based on our commitments in the NPT and in the safeguard agreement. After the war,
the journalist should just stop right there and take out the document and show Iraqchi, but he can't because there is no document.
We told the agency that there should be a new protocol how to investigate, how to inspect and attack nuclear facility, because the agency told us itself that there is no protocol, because there is no precedent, so there is no modality, there is no protocol how to inspect a facility which is bombed. And a nuclear facility which is bombed needs some parameters before they inspect that. There is the risk of radiation, the risk of environmental problems, the risk of unexploded materials. So we needed a modality, and we were engaged with the agency to achieve that modality. So beside that,
on that point, Minister, is Iran's nuclear facilities secure right now? Is Iran's nuclear stockload right now, is that secure as well?
Well, our stockpile is under the rebels. We have not touched them after the last June war. And we have always told, our interlocutors and also the agency that when we achieve a deal, the first thing we can do is to let to retreat the material out of the rebels under the supervision and under the monitoring of the agency, so they can verify what is the latest situation of our material. Look, we are a committed member of NPT, and our program is peaceful, and we have no problem to build confidence about the peaceful nature of our program. This is what I told our American interlocutors as well, that when we come to a deal, we make sure that Iran would never go for nuclear weapon. We make sure that the agency could have full verification, and we give access to them. So we don't.
As you know, President Trump disagrees with you there. I do want to get back to the war, though. Yes, Minister, we can. President Trump has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
He said, no, we're waiting for them. Look at their faces, both of them. Now keep an eye on the news anchor.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes.
He said yes. And look at the news anchor. And there's a slight smile on Iraqchi's face. I mean, I just love that. That goes to show how well prepared these guys are. They've got... It looks like they've got a plan. That is what it looks like.
Because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
So
again, the
that
pause.
Would be a big disaster for them.
So you're saying that Iran is ready and willing to take on the U.S. military if there were to be ground troops?
Well, we were ready for this war even more than the previous war. So you can see, the quality of our missiles, how much they are upgraded after the last war, because we learned lots of lessons. And we are prepared for any other eventuality, even, a ground invasion. So our soldiers are prepared for any scenario. When I said we are waiting for them, it didn't mean that we are waiting for continuation of the war. No, but we have prepared ourselves to confront with any scenario, with any eventuality, any possibility, and we know that we can handle that.
Are your allies Russia and China helping you?
That's a very good question. Finally, let's see what Arakchi says.
Well, they are supporting us politically and otherwise.
There you go. Answer number one.
Are they supporting you militarily?
Well, military cooperation between Iran and Russia is not.
It's very old. It's nothing new.
It's not a secret. You know, we have worked with each other in the past, and that has continued. And will continue. I guess.
Okay, still not clear. He's zooming in on the question actually.
And they are actively helping you in this war?
Okay. Now what is Arakchi gonna say?
Well, they are. They have always helped us.
That's a very good answer.
So I'm gonna understand that to mean yes, that they are.
Look at the smile. Look at the smile.
They are actively assisting you in this war?
Well, I'm not going to give the details of our cooperation with other countries right in the middle of the war.
Actually, you know what? He's asking for coordinates of the HQ9s and other things. So just give him the coordinates. Just give him your master plan, okay? That's what he's looking for.
Inside Iran right now, we've heard that the government is cutting off the internet. Why are you closing off information for the Iranian population while this crisis is unfolding?
Because Iran is at war. Okay? That's why. They're in the middle of a war. That's why. And haven't you heard what the internet does? Can do?
Well, this is not the case. Almost, all Iranians have access to social networks. In some cases, for security reasons, we have, cut access to internet. Please do not forget that we are in the middle of a war, a very extensive war, and war has its own, rules and procedures.
But why cut off communication when people in your country maybe need information to get to safety?
Well, communication is not cut.
Because Starlink was used to modify missiles to attack military installations inside Iran. That's why. You understand?
All, social networks are working here and people are connected. As I said, sometimes because of, security reasons, in order to protect our people and protect our facilities, we may cut access to internet. But as I said, we are in the middle of a war, and we have every right to exercise some limits in order to protect our interests.
We know the people in Iran have gotten texts from the government saying not to go out on the streets. Are you afraid that the government will be overthrown?
No, we haven't sent those messages. Of course, when there are the possibility of bombardments, the possibility of attacks by American or Israeli fighters, we ask people to remain in their shelters, to remain at their places, not to go to the dangerous sites. That is quite normal. Again, we are in war, and we have to be careful about the security of our people.
You saw those massive protests. The world saw the protests as well. There were reports that tens of thousands, up to 42,000 Iranians were arrested, hundreds killed, even children imprisoned. Is Iran right now at a critical point, and is the government nervous that the end is near?
Well, we are not nervous at all. We had 10 days of protests.
I'm going to rewind that.
And is the government nervous that the end is near?
Well, we are not.
I don't know. I mean, this guy, the journalist, needs to go back to school, I think.
Not nervous at all.
Does he look nervous? Do the answers that he gave, do they sound nervous? Any stance that he's on, is that what you call nervousness? What are you doing, guy?
You know, we had 10 days of protests in early January, and then for 3 days from 8 to 10, we had terrorist operation, and we were able to handle that. We were able to take care of that, and it was finished and over. And since then, we have a very peaceful environment. Don't look at, those gatherings or demonstrations outside of Iran, but inside of Iran, everything is, in order. And, life was going on before the Americans attack us. And now people are, in support of the government and system. We have now more social solidarity amongst the people. You can see many people in the streets either during the night and day and night for mourning ceremonies for the late Supreme Leader. So we have no problem at all, and we are not nervous at all.
We've seen.
He's smiling. He's smiling. Does it look like his country has been attacked by superpowers? Does it look like that?
We've seen that the children's school was struck in Iran. We know that more than 150 people have died. Many of them were children. The U.S. says it's investigating. Do you have any evidence about where this missile came from?
Many of them were children. 150 people were killed. This is NBC.
Well, the details are investigating by our army, but it is clear that the missiles the school was hit by Americans, and that is a war crime to hit.
How can you say that? Do you have evidence that you can show the world?
Well, I have to ask our military to do that.
How can you say that? Okay, I think he doesn't know about CNN. I think he needs to check out CNN's website. I think he needs to work on his internet game, his research skills. I think he could be better.
And how do you know it was a U.S. missile?
Well, this is what our military said. So it is either U.S. or Israel. What is the difference?
It couldn't be a way.
What is the difference?
It takes a few seconds for him to land the answers and then go forward. Now, check this out.
I have to ask our military to do that.
And how do you know it was a U.S. missile?
Well, this is what our military said. So it is either U.S. or Israel. What is the difference?
He's just computing what the difference is, and then he came up with no difference. Then he moved forward because there is no difference. He just thought about it for a second. Now he's going to move forward real quick.
It couldn't be a wayward Iranian missile, an Iranian missile launch that made a mistake?
Our mistake?
He's like, our missile? So, I mean, these guys are just clowns. I mean, I'm reading your comments as well. David says he's an AI interviewer. And someone says that this guy's a clown guy. A robot would do better. So, wow, okay, yeah. Cows for Cheese says I took a screenshot of his beautiful smile. You'll get a lot of chances.
No, even the United States authorities confessed that it was them who attacked this facility. So just look at
the U.S. military hasn't. The U.S. military hasn't said that yet. They said they're investigating.
So they are investigating, and they will. They have to admit that it was they who targeted this school.
Okay. Right now, I'm being told by our producers that eyewitnesses are saying there are multiple explosions that can be heard in Tehran. At this moment, do you hear those happening?
Is this guy trying to burn Abbas Araghchi? Is this an interview?
Well, I didn't hear right now. Yes, I have heard those explosions before, but right now that we are speaking, I didn't hear that.
Look how calm he is talking about bomb explosions. Look at his face now. I mean, he just shrugged him off.
You haven't heard that. And have you gotten any updates about the latest damage in Tehran today and tonight?
Well, as I was told by our authorities, today they have hit some municipalities and some military installations. But that is quite understandable. We are at war, and this is what we do with Israelis and American military bases, and they are attacking us as well. No, look, again, I have to emphasize, we are defending ourselves against the aggression by Americans and Israelis. That is the act of aggression against us. It is unwarranted, unprovoked, illegal, and unjustified. And what we are doing is absolutely legal and legitimate.
As we sit here and talk, Minister, so much of Iran's...
There you go. Cow for cheese. Another screenshot for you.
Leadership has been killed. Do you feel...
So let me explain to you. This guy is smiling over here. His country just got attacked by a superpower. And a supreme leader of their country, they just lost. So, and this guy belongs to the country that attacked this guy's country. Just to be clear, because it looks quite opposite.
Fear for your own life?
Okay, so another question. Check out this question. This is only to intimidate people.
Leadership has been killed. Do you fear for your own life?
He's asking, do you fear for your own life? And look at Abbas Araghchi's expressions. Do you think during the entire interview, not even at this second, during the entire interview, do you think that he was scared at any point?
Well, everybody may fear for his life in the time of war, but I am doing my job. I am doing my duty, and I would be honored if my blood is shed for the sake of my country. But for the time being, there is no fear of that. Well, we have we have taken enough measures to protect ourselves. And well, I am doing my duty
just check out how he scratches his upper lip and turned his neck and says, "No, for the time being, I'm pretty chill right now."
I would be honored if my blood is shed for the sake of my country. But for the time being, there is no fear of that. Well, we have we have taken enough measures to protect ourselves, and well, I am doing my duty to protect the interests of my country, and I will continue to do that.
Can you?
Amazing. It looks like they're two people from different planets. I mean, I can understand the cultural and the religious differences between these two guys. So funny. It's so funny. This is why this guy has, the reporter has this expression on his face, because he's also very, very sincerely trying to understand where is this resolve, where is this confidence that Araghchi is getting, and he's trying to hit him at places, at soft places, and Araghchi is totally chill.
Can you confirm, is former President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad still alive?
So what these guys needs to understand is people are nothing for the narrative, for the idea that they are carrying forward. People don't matter. The idea, the narrative, the existence of a better rule is the main thing, and for that they are ready to sacrifice anyone, and they are ready to just take the idea forward. This is something that is very difficult for the Americans and Israelis to understand. This is not Venezuela. This is when people say that this is not Venezuela.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't have any exact information. I heard some rumors 3-4 days ago that he might have been, hit by missiles, but I don't have any exact information.
Has no one in the Iranian government heard from him? Nobody can confirm he's still alive?
Their main concern isn't their leaders. Their main concern is the idea that they need to take forward. That's their main concern. This is why they have this whole resolve thing. It's very difficult for an outsider to understand how these guys look at life.
You are talking about Mr. Ahmadinejad?
Yes.
Yeah, as I said, I don't have any exact information.
Minister, the White House will likely see this interview. What is your message to President Trump?
Well, my message is
He's so calm.
that their plan A to achieve a clean, rapid victory in Iran has failed. We heard that they are thinking of plan B. I'm sure the plan B would even a bigger failure. They lost the opportunity of reaching a deal, a good deal. They lost it for, I don't know, reasons, different reasons. So there is no way that they can win this war. As long as it takes, we resist. So they better to stop this war and stop killing our people.
Do you have a message for the American people?
Well, for the American people, this is an absolutely unnecessary war. They are dragged to by those who want Israel first and America last.
Who is directing the military right now, Minister?
Who is doing what?
Who is directing the military?
Well, there are commanders in their places. All those who have been martyred have been replaced by another, military commander. So everybody, all those posts are, the commanders are in their posts.
Okay, 2 more questions. Axios, a media company in the U.S., is reporting that President Trump says he wants to be personally involved in choosing who leads Iran next. What do you say to that?
That is.
What sort of a condition is this? Who can accept this? Can you even say that?
Absolutely the business of Iranian people. And nobody can interfere.
Minister, can you're still there, right? You can still hear me?
Yeah, you know he's there. You know he can hear you. You just can't understand. You just can't wrap your head around what he's saying.
Yes, I can hear you. Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
He came back right at him. Did you hear what I said? Do I have to repeat it? He's gonna move on really quick.
Yes, I heard what you said. Thank you. This will be our final question here. You just said a few minutes ago that there will be no more deal. Is Iran done forever negotiating with the Trump administration?
Okay, so you attack a country and then you ask these questions to the country who's attacked. That is not fair.
Well, the fact is that we don't have any positive experience of negotiating with the United States. Especially with this administration, we negotiated twice, last year and this year, and then in the middle of negotiations, they attacked us. We negotiated a deal in 2015. After a while, the US decided to withdraw with no reason, no justification. So we don't have any single good experience of negotiating with the United States. So we see no reason why we should engage once again with those who are not honest in negotiation, and they do not enter into negotiation in good faith.
Minister, we thank you for your time. I hope we can speak again in the coming days and weeks.
I hope so. Thank
you. There's a saxophone playing in his head right now. He's so calm and so content, and doesn't look like he's been attacked by F-35s and whatnot. So we're gonna go back to the skyline of let's see, Beirut. Now let's go to Tel Aviv. Let's see what's happening there, and I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'll see you soon. So you hear sirens. There's an incoming barrage, I think, from Iran. This is the view of Jerusalem. For the people who just joined us, welcome to the show. We'll move down really quickly. Let's see what this siren means. So you can hear sirens. This is a live view from Jerusalem, CGTN live feed, Tel Aviv skyline. The sirens have gone down. We're going to move on really quickly to X, Twitter. So this was Iran halts attacks on neighbors amid US-Israeli strikes. So this is CNN on the 165 children killed in attack in Iran.
School in southern. Weeks since this war with Iran has been underway, the deadliest incident of civilian casualties was a strike that happened on an elementary school in southern Iran that killed scores of children. Tonight, a CNN analysis of that attack reveals evidence suggesting that the United States military was likely responsible for it. What you're about to see is disturbing. I want to warn you. The United States says it's still under investigation, but this was the scene at the school just after the strikes 1 week ago, nearly. CNN has not independently confirmed the death toll, but Iranian health officials and state media believe that at least 168 children and 14 teachers were killed. Our analysis, which is based on satellite imagery, geolocated videos, and the assessment of munitions experts, suggests that this school was hit around the same time that an attack that American forces had launched on a neighboring Iranian naval base.
So there is, that was CNN confirming, according to their analysis, that it was actually the US behind the school attack. We're moving forward now. Yeah, so this was the breaking news that the US said they will take Iran's oil. So after the Iranian president apologized, he came under tremendous pressure in Iran, and he came out and said that we are targeting U.S. facilities, and this is our basic right. So this is the Indian journalist that I was talking about.
नहीं कि भारतीय है कि इजरायली है सही बात और आपके बगल में ना गोलियों से तो आप बच जाएंगे राइट लेफ्ट चोट लगेगी मिसाइल से आप बचेंगे नहीं.
He says that ammunitions, missiles, and bullets do not recognize who is who's an Israeli and who's an Indian. This is an Indian journalist who just came back from Tel Aviv, and he's sharing what he saw there.
और ये कहने की बातें थी कि बंकर बहुत अच्छे होते हैं 100 फीट गहरे बंकर में हमने.
He said that this is only talks that bunkers are really do really well in protecting people. He says that he went down into a bunker which was around 100 feet under the ground.
देखा कि लोग मर गए वहाँ पे.
And he says that I saw the people were dead there. That people were dead.
और आपको कुछ नहीं बताया जा रहा असलियत क्या.
And no one is telling you what reality is.
क्योंकि हमें कुछ बता ये तो इंडियन मीडिया है धन्यवाद देना चाहिए सरकार का.
He says that you should be thankful to the Indian government and the Indian media that they allow free reporting.
कितनी बेहतरीन सरकार है हमारी वहाँ तो सरकार आपको कुछ बता नहीं रही आप.
He says that in Israel the government isn't telling you anything.
हाँ विजुअल्स नहीं ले सकते लाशों के.
He says that you cannot take pictures of the dead bodies. This guy's a journalist, and he can't take pictures of dead bodies. I don't know why he's even there.
अस्पताल आप नहीं जा सकते.
You can't go to the hospital.
और जब घटना होती तो हमें मालूम ही नहीं कि जगह कौन सी. जैसे आपको हमें मालूम है कि अभी गौर सिटी में जाना है वहाँ पे किस जगह जाना है घटना ये हमें मालूम ही नहीं क्योंकि.
He says that when an attack happened there in Tel Aviv, they were never told where to go. No one gets to know where the attack really happened. They try to cover things up really quickly.
कौन बताने वाला हमें.
And there was no one to tell them, the journalists, that what's actually happening.
जब हम अगले दिन सुबह पहुंच रहे हैं और सारे और भी पत्रकार सिर्फ सादरा नहीं और भी जितने पत्रकार बोला जा रहा है कि only one.
And he says that after we do our own homework and arrive to the place where a missile has went down, people standing there, officials tell them that there's only one guy who is dead.
Casualty 1% died. लेकिन वहाँ पे जो लोकल जो इजरायलियन जो कि यहाँ पे हिमाचल आते हैं फूकने के लिए उन्होंने बताया there were 4 houses, nobody is alive.
He says that, but people there were telling him that there were 4 houses and no one is alive.
इससे पता लगता है कि बड़ी वहाँ घटना.
He says that this is how you get to know that there is a big disaster there.
हुई और मैं आपको सच बताऊं कि वहाँ का टेक्नोलॉजी जो कहने की बात है ना अलार्म बजता था हम लोग को एक दिन सुबह 5 बजे की बात में.
He says that even the technologies is failing. He says that they used to get alarms before there's an attack.
आपको बताऊं कि अलार्म बजा ही नहीं बस धुड़ुम की आवाजें आ रही.
He says now there's no alarms, just sounds of missiles hitting the ground.
पता लगा कि बिना अलार्म की चीजें आ गई.
So the missiles are coming without any alarms now.
टेक्नोलॉजी फेल है और जब
He says that technology has failed.
जब वो आपके ड्रोन्स और खासतौर से मिसाइलें दगती है ना तो नहीं पता हमारे 200 मीटर से हम कितनी दूरी पे.
He says that you don't get to know when a missile can come down or a drone can come hit you.
और अभी आपको पता लगा होगा कि खासतौर से मिडिल ईस्ट में सारे अमेरिकन एम्बेसी को उन्होंने टारगेट किया. हो सकता है कि तेल अवीव की उसको टारगेट किया था तो हम भी नहीं बचते.
He says that they've targeted different embassies and they were trying to target here, and there was a chance that we could have died. So that's that. This shows the picture of what's actually happening inside Tel Aviv, of how people are living actually, and what sort of a media blackout is going there, and you can get arrested if you're caught taking pictures and all that. This is Donald Trump.
12 to a 15. Their army is gone. They're just about, look, their Navy is, said I'd give it a 12 to a 15. Their army is gone. They're just about, look, their Navy is gone. Their communications are gone. Their leaders are gone. 2 sets of their leaders are gone. They're down to their 3rd set. Their air force is wiped out entirely. Think of it. They have 32 ships. All 32 are at the bottom of the ocean. Other than that, they're doing very well, Coach. Very well. We're doing, our military is...
So there's no sign of any regime change till now, even from the people. I think they've actually united everyone. And then because President Trump said that he wanted unconditional surrender, the president came out and said that this was only a dream. We're going to move on now. So this is the Dubai airport.
It's coming to the airport again. Yeah, Ya Allah, straight to the airport. Oh my God. Ya Rab. Ya Rab. Ya Rab. Straight to the aircraft. Straight to, Ya Allah.
So the people who go to Dubai, they immediately recognize this. This is the Dubai airport, and as you can see, the drone has just targeted the airport impeccably. The same video. So there's a star of the show, of the days that went by, and it's the Iranian Shahed drone 136. This little cheeky weapon made US pay a price that they will never forget. It brought down THAADs. It brought down expensive radar systems. It made Bahrain and other GCC countries go blind. And then missiles coming down, other drones going in, it made it so easier. So the Shahed drone is appearing to be the star of the show. And the US even went back and tried to prepare a Shahed drone. A drone which was similar to the Shahed drone, and now they're sending those drones back to Iran. But this is how Iran's Shahed 136 made an impact, a global impact. And here are some visuals. Again. Check out that sound. It's a double piston engine. 2-stroke. Wow. Here it is. It says that this is somewhere in Dubai. So the video says a video showing American ATACMS rocket launcher launches from Bahrain towards the coast of Iran. Iran has the right to defend itself. The Gulf of Air Force are tearing through Iranian Shahed 136 drones by dozens. So this is a video. So I'll explain the whole anatomy of attack of these drones. This is like too much money being used to destroy something that is around $5,000. So this says second wave of Shahid drones. They're cute. Look at them. Easy to carry, easy to launch. So it has an active link and it's sending video back to the base it flew from. It is as fast as going around 200 kilometers per hour, not that fast. And it is big. It looks small, but it's big. It's around 3 meters. And it's doing a fabulous. I think this simple designing of this is what is actually creating problems. Iranian drone has struck the Hyatt Hotel in Bahrain. So this was the Hyatt Hotel, okay. Watch American Army soldier filmed moment when Iranian Shahid hit a radar tower at US military base in Ali Al Salim Air Base in Kuwait.
Look at what the U.S. is doing right now. They're fielding a previously unused military asset. I'm going to show you a life-size model that we bring into our virtual studio here. This is the Lucas drone, low-cost unmanned combat attack system. It is, as you can see, about 10 feet long, about an 8-foot wingspan. It weighs about 180 pounds. It's powered by a propeller back there, which means very low heat signature, hard to track. And up front, it can carry about 40 pounds of high explosives. It is also, interestingly, based upon a clone of an Iranian drone, the Shahed 136.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. These guys have just duplicated the drone and brought it back into the war. This is the underground. So this model is such a hit that the US has made a duplicate of it and it's brought it back into the war. This is the drone being launched. It's a part of a truck, and the truck has tilted the container, and the container itself has become a launching pad. You see this? This is the back of a truck. It just lifted its container, and the container is open from the top. This is how the drones are coming out. Satellite pictures are here of the damage caused by the drones. Airbase in Kuwait. So this is the star of the show, the Shahid 136. This little thing has penetrated into every defense system, and the idea is to make it very simple, a simple sort of a design to go far. Its range is around 2,000 to 2,500 kilometers. That is way beyond a lot of missiles that they have already. It's intelligent. It has a video link to it. It has a warhead, and it's used in different situations. And it's a one-way drone. That means it's a kamikaze drone. Just goes, identifies the target, and slams right into it. Okay, so this was in Persian. One of the most expensive damaged that this drone, this cheap drone has done is the $1.2 billion radar system that they had in Bahrain. On the second day, I think. And now it's been reported that the other THAAD system, which was in Jordan, that also has been wiped out by this small drone. So the idea is to overwhelm the army, overwhelm the defense system, and try to get through. And once it's through, it causes a lot of damage. So there was this video that I wanted to show. This video goes to show what sanctions, what training can do to you, how innovation can take new paths when you have limitations. So I call these pop-up missiles. So apparently you just see an arid, rugged piece of land and there is no one. What if I tell you that missiles are going to come out of somewhere and be launched towards Israel? Watch. You see that? Again. Again. This is plain ground. So what if I tell you that another one is going to be launched? Can you find it on the screen somewhere? How was that? Again. There is actually nothing over here. Nothing. And we are not even far away from the ground, we can see. And the fighter jets won't see anything. They're so high above ground. They'd be going back and telling them that yes, we were on patrolling around this area and we saw nothing. And they literally saw nothing because the missiles are coming from beneath the ground. It's just amazing. You see, there's fire coming out of the ground. Another one. Can you find it? Can you find the spot where the missile is going to be launched from? I bet you can't. Just wow. And now when the camera looks up, you would see the propellers of the drone. So you'll get to know that this video was made through a drone. Here, you see propellers over here? These. So even if fighter jets see dust settling down like this, they'll think a missile landed here. It wouldn't even cross their minds that a missile came from underneath the ground. So fighting an enemy with AI, with satellite links, with GPS, amazing GPS systems, people think that this cannot happen, but it is happening. This is how you trick people with advanced technologies. This is how you work around your sanctions. This is how you work around your limitations. And creativity takes you to another level. It's just beautiful how Iranians are working this out. Remember, they are under tremendous sanctions. Doing all this is just amazing. Amazing. Just wow. Just wow. How are they going to locate this? It would have been very difficult for the drone guy to even reach this place. I don't know how he found the spots. Okay, these are the spots where the missiles are going to come out, and I have to make a video of it. This is very difficult. Yep, this is the same video. Iran is launching missiles from its underground missile cities without launch pads or standard equipment, virtually impossible to detect beforehand. Game changer. This is brutal, it says. Iran just flipped the script. Missiles exploding out of underground cities with zero launch pads or warning signs, completely invisible until they are in the air. Air defense obliterated. The ultimate game changer. Let's go towards the flight radar and see what's happening there. Let me just load it first. So here the flight radar is, and since last night, so these planes, these US military planes have been hovering over Tel Aviv, and most of them are refueling planes. You see this? You can see the track. This is another Air Force plane, American Air Force. This is another one. This is a M37. Let's check out what this is. It's a military plane. Let's see other pictures. Yeah, this is it. This is being tracked by 4,000 people right now. These are all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 refueling planes right now over Jerusalem. And there's another US plane. 7, 8. We've got 8 refueling planes in the region hovering around. So that means that there's an air raid, air operation going on as we talk. Let's go check in what's happening in Saudi Arabia. So we got a lot of private planes. This plane is coming from Istanbul. We've got United Arab Emirates plane as well. Yeah, we heard that the airport has been opened yesterday at 2. This is another private plane took off from Riyadh. Okay, so this is a Saudi Arabia Air Force plane. It just took off from Dammam. So we have, this is the plane, and it took off from here somewhere. Commercial flights over in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia are on, as you can see. Private planes. Let's zoom into Qatar. Nothing over Qatar right now. This is the Dubai airport, and we have like scarce flights coming in. It's not the same. It's not the same. We're gonna go now and look at the cargo shipping radar. So these are live pictures. We're gonna zoom straight into the Strait of Hormuz, and yeah, it's empty. This is not how it is usually. It's usually like this. It's like this right now, and we have just one Irani oil tanker in between. It possibly can be a disguised military ship. We've got a huddle of ships over here and a huddle over here. The traffic is completely jammed. So yeah. So that was that. For the people who've joined us from the beginning, thank you very much for joining us. See you soon.